Hi, I'm Claire Rhodes, and my topic I am going to be discussing today is cyberstalking. So, what is cyberstalking exactly? I learned from the textbook Teaching and Learning with Technology. It's actually a lot like physical stalking. The pursuer goes after their victim, the intent to harass or cause harm. And since it's online, it's a lot harder to find the source of the stalker and put a stop to them. And these stalkers do things like defamation, slander, and more to their victims. So who does this affect? Cyberstalking can affect anyone with access to a phone or the internet. 50% of these victims are women online, and they tend to be around 35 to 38 years of age, which I honestly do not expect. Not only does the victim fear for themselves, but also their children and other family members, even friends. And victims also find themselves having increased anxiety because of this and find themselves missing work or school due to a fear of being stalked in the real world because of this online stalker. So, when does this occur? According to Talking About Stalking and Cyber Stalking, which was an online organization I found, about half of these victims have experienced unwanted interaction once a week. 1/4 say it occurs daily, and most victims say it happens over the course of 6 months, and then even some have experienced it for more than 5 years, which is crazy. So once a cyberstalker gets your information, again, it's really easy for them to keep hold of this information and make you a constant, easy victim to keep pursuing. So where does this happen? All of cyberstalking is online. At least that's where it begins. Common sites cyberstalkers like to really use is social medias because that's an easy place to find lots of information about you. Facebook, for example, if you've ever made a profile, you can fill out your address, phone number, all this information. And once they have your information, again, it makes it so easy for them to find you in the real world. So be sure to not put personal information or accept questionable friend requests. It's a bad idea. So why does this happen? Technology is growing in this generation, lots and lots, as I have learned throughout the course of this year. And we tend to spend a lot of time online and put some of our information that could be easily used against us. We see this a lot in celebrities. They're big users on social media. They have their own websites. People can often find out their whereabouts. If you even look at paparazzi, it's a great example. You may be familiar with Kim Kardashian when she was robbed at gunpoint in Paris, and that's because of her avid social media use like Snapchat, Instagram, making stories, showing what she's got, and these cyber stalkers got her information, found her whereabouts, and robbed her. And according to people who touched down on her story, they said it was like a shaking and traumatic experience for her. So how can we prevent this risk of being cyberstalked? I looked into the North American investigations, and they offer 6 ways to avoid this. So, avoid posting personal data to social media, which is something I touched down on a few times. Search your name on the internet, which at first seems strange, but then you can see what information other people may be posting about you, and you can ask them, hey, take that down. I feel unsafe with this information out. Third reason, or prevention, is be cautious of your passwords. An easy password to guess is very easy for someone to gather your information that way. 4 is be cautious when approaching texts, emails, phone calls that ask for personal information. I've received many of these myself, and I always avoid them. After leaving a relationship, it's wise to change your security because they can often, whether we like to think so or not, be behind cyberstalking. And 6, if you are or think you're being cyberstalked, seek the help of a professional like law enforcement or private investigators because that's your best way of getting out of that situation.